oh man. Lego boy, oh man. Lego boy, oh man. Scoob. Leg zoinks. What's going on, guys? It's Motoziety, and today we are back on the CFMOTO 675 SS, and I've got a little update review for you guys. I have finally hit my 600-mile break-in period. I just did the oil change on the bike. We are now at something like 900 miles. I rode a lot yesterday and the day before just because it's been super nice out. I apologize for not uploading a video the last couple of weeks. It's been horrible here in Jersey. The weather has just been non-stop rain and cold and cloudy and just awful thunderstorms. But finally we have some nice weather back. It's like 90-something degrees today. So I wanted to take the bike out, do a little ride, and update review of this thing now that I've put, 900 miles on it and done the first oil change, and kind of let you guys know how I feel about the bike. Obviously, when I first got this thing, I was super excited about it. I could not wait to show it off on the channel. I couldn't wait to talk about it. But I hadn't really ridden it yet. I've ridden it for a couple days. I waited before I did my review to just kind of give you guys my unbiased opinion. But I kind of wanted to re-go over some things that I've noticed about the bike, and just kind of give you an update now that I have even more miles on the bike, and there's some new things that I've noticed about it. So there's going to be some good things, there's going to be some bad things. I just really want to make sure that I keep you guys updated on the progress of this thing, especially because it is a Chinese motorcycle, and I know you guys have a lot of worry and questions about the reliability of this thing. So first things first, let's talk about the reliability. So we're 900 miles in, so that's not a lot, but it has made it past its first oil change. It has new fresh oil in it, because the original oil is like break-in oil. As far as reliability goes with this thing, I have not noticed any problems. It's still early, obviously, but so far I haven't noticed any real issues with it. And I've taken it to, pretty far away. I've taken it far away, and I've never had to really worry about anything so far. I've had long days of riding this bike and never had to worry about anything. But as time goes on, I'll keep you guys updated and let you know. But so far, the reliability of this bike has been great. Comparing it to my other bikes that I currently have and my other bikes that I've owned throughout my riding career in my lifetime, I think this thing holds up fantastic. And now that I've ridden it for 900, almost 1,000 miles, and seen that the reliability can at least last that long, I'm kind of more inclined to lead towards this bike. But again, I'll keep you guys updated, and we'll figure it out down the road. I just talked about long rides, so let's talk about the comfort of this motorcycle. I absolutely love the comfort of this bike. Like I said, I've had a lot of bikes in the past. There's bikes that I still currently own. I still have my Triumph 765. And if I was going to choose any of them to take on a long ride, this would be one of the top contenders to take on a long ride. Even next to my Triumph, I would probably still choose this. And the Triumph has a really comfortable seat, a really comfortable seating position. But just on a long ride, man, there's something about this bike that I've really enjoyed. I think having the full fairings is nice because it just gives like a kind of an all-around good feeling for this bike. It handles really nicely. The suspension feels great. I don't know, and the seat is really comfortable. I mean, like I said, I've been on 2-hour-long rides, and my butt does not hurt at all after riding this thing. So I think that the seating position is comfortable, the seat is comfortable, the bike handles great, it feels good. So those longer rides are not really a problem, and puts this bike, I'm going to go ahead and say, at the #1 spot for me in a bike that I'd want to take on a long ride. But then also in like twisties and stuff, it handles great too. So this bike is just very enjoyable. So comfort wise, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 because this thing is great for that. And then also it has like the little USB charger thing that just comes standard with this bike. So once I get like a phone mount and stuff for it, like having my phone being able to be charged and not really have to worry about it is fantastic. I wish a lot more bikes came standard with a USB charger. I know they have like the option to have one installed from the factory, but I think it's usually like $100, which is kind of thumbs down in my opinion, because you could just buy an aftermarket one and do it yourself for like $20 off Amazon. So having it come standard and not have to worry about doing that myself is great. I mean, it's an easy enough thing to do, but it just adds one less thing that I have to do. So it's kind of nice, honestly. Let's talk about some of the features that come with this bike, because all of them so far are a thumbs up for me. I really enjoy that it has the tire pressure sensor. There's something nice about being able to look down and know that my tires aren't leaking air. It just kind of is one of those things that calms that anxiety for me, especially after, there's a lot of potholes in the roads out here. There's a lot of debris in the roads out here, and you do your best to avoid them, but every once in a while you hit them, and then you got to ride the whole way home wondering whether your tires are going to be leaking air. I got to get over here because this truck is in my way. But yeah, it's just nice to know that your tires are not leaking air, because you can actively see whether or not your tire pressure is dropping, which gives you just like a little bit of peace of mind, especially if you are on a long road trip, and you're not going to be able to stop for a little bit, not being stressed out the entire time going, oh man, I hit that piece of wood that was in the road, I really hope I didn't, get a leak in my tire, is pretty nice. Whether or not these tire pressure gauges work accurately, I mean, I check my tire pressure whether or not I have these when I get home anyways, or before I go on a ride, and it matches up, so I think they're working pretty accurately. But I don't know, it's nice to have that there. And then even the tire temperature gauges, it's really nice to be able to just look down and see whether or not my tires are warmed up, or what they're currently at. Just because, I try to give it a good amount of time before I start ripping on my bike, just to make sure my tires are warmed up, but now I have the actual, the physical ability to look down and just check and see what my tire temperature is actually at. So it's nice, man. I really like having those extra features, and I feel like with other bikes that I've owned, I did not know what I was missing out on by having them, but now I feel like it's going to make it a little bit harder for me to ride a bike that doesn't have them, or pick out a bike that doesn't have those features as standard, because I'm getting a little bit spoiled with this bike having them. Same thing with the steering damper. I really enjoy how this steering damper feels at high speeds, highway speeds and stuff like that. It feels fantastic, and I feel like it just gives you that little bit of extra confidence with this bike at high speeds and when it's windy out, because the steering it feels good. It feels not super stiff, but it's just a nice, comfortable feeling, and just to know that you have that as a little extra layer of protection. It's a KYB steering stabilizer, so it is a higher brand, nicer brand steering stabilizer. Same with the suspension on this bike. It's KYB, so it's a trusted brand in the motorcycling community, and I think that having those extra features on this bike just makes it feel a little bit more premium, and really helps the overall experience of this bike. Another thing that I'm really enjoying about this bike is, I talked about it before, but the looks. I really love how this bike looks. I love how this bike is styled. One of the things I really enjoy doing is talking about my bikes to other people. And I feel like when they see this bike, the curiosity gets the best of them. So I have a lot of people coming up to me constantly asking me, what is it? Tell me a little bit about your bike. And I really enjoy that aspect of motorcycling. I love people's curiosity. I love being able to, show off my bike and talk about my bike and talk about, motorcycling, why I love it. And this bike just I feel like with my other bikes, you still get a little bit of that, but it's bikes that they've seen before. So even if they want to talk to you about it, they're kind of shy. Whereas with this bike, the curiosity just gets to them, and they want to know what it is. They want to know about it. So I really enjoy that, man. I love talking about it. I really enjoy that, man. I really enjoy that aspect of motorcycling, and having this bike as a vessel to do that and teach people about bikes and share my passion with them is something that always puts a smile on my face, and something that I really enjoy doing. Now, we're going to go into some of the cons of this here motorcycle that for the last 900 miles I've kind of noticed, and some things that have kind of been bugging me. It's nothing too crazy, it's nothing too bad. But number one is definitely the gas guzzling of this motorcycle. It definitely does guzzle a little bit of gas. It says that I'm getting 40 miles to the gallon. I don't know if that's true. It doesn't feel like it. Maybe I just have been riding this bike so much that I'm just blowing through gas like crazy. And the same thing wasn't happening with my other bikes. Or maybe I just get on this bike so much that I'm the one blowing through gas. But I definitely feel like I have to fill up a lot more frequently with this bike than I do with my other bike. It's not crazy expensive. I put 93 in this thing. It's like $11 to fill it up. If I take it to like a little bit under a quarter tank. So that's not crazy expensive. I'm not really complaining. I'm just saying it is a little bit annoying when I go for a longer ride and I'm like, man, I gotta fill up again. I forget how big this tank is. I don't think it's crazy big. That's probably what the issue is. I think it's a little bit smaller than most standard tanks. That's probably to help keep the weight down. But I do feel like I fill up, you know, at least 2 times a week. And usually with my other bikes I can get away filling up once. So it's just a little bit of a added inconvenience. But other than that, I don't know. The other thing that I don't like about this thing is just the stock windscreen. It's a little small. But not, like, again, not a serious inconvenience, not something that's going to turn me off from this bike. It's just one of those things that I know later down the line I've got to change out and get a bigger windscreen, a double bubble windscreen that'll protect me a little bit more from the wind. Because on windier days you do feel it a little bit in your chest that this windscreen doesn't really, it's not the most aerodynamic. It's very, very short. But, you know, not the craziest thing, but definitely something to consider when getting this bike. It might be better to just spring for CFMOTOs. They have like a taller tinted windscreen. The only reason I didn't do that is just because I like the Vortex double bubble windscreen, so I'm waiting for something like that to hopefully come out for this bike. But if it doesn't, I'll definitely pick up the CFMOTO one. But yeah, it's just something to think about if you're, you know, thinking about picking up this bike, that you may have to get a taller windscreen, especially if you're a taller human being like me. You may need something a little bit taller that kind of helps to bring the wind up and over your head versus this thing blowing it directly into your chest. Let's see. Quick shifter is another thing that I've noticed feels a little bit clunky. I've probably been a little bit spoiled with the Triumph quick shifter. Even though mine is currently broken on the Triumph, it is definitely a lot smoother than this one. This one feels a little bit clunky. I don't know if you guys noticed, but for most of this ride, I've been using my actual clutch. And that's just because I don't really enjoy how this quick shifter feels. I feel like it's like slow. I don't know how else to describe it other than slow. It just doesn't have that nice, crisp, like, quick kick up. It just kind of feels like it shifts slower than me just pulling in the clutch and shifting. So I wouldn't really call it a quick shifter. I'd call it a mediocre shifter. But like, I feel like that's really all I can point to is things that I'm not, you know, the happiest with this bike, and they're all very, very minor inconveniences. They're nothing crazy. They're nothing that would turn me off from getting this bike. It's just stuff that I would go through and change and fix in the future. Like, I'd change out the windscreen. I'd probably figure out some way to mess with the quick shifter, or just turn off the quick shifter altogether, because I don't mind using the clutch. Quick shifter is a nice convenience to have, but it's not something I need. I don't know, man. This bike has overall just been fantastic. I've really been enjoying it. I really enjoy coming on the channel and talking about it with you guys. And for those of you who are looking to pick something like this bike up, I definitely recommend it. Yeah, I don't know. These CFMOTOs are definitely going to be, if they keep doing things like this, I think they are going to be quick to the top of something that people are seriously considering to buy. And I hope that you do your research and you kind of consider these bikes as either your first bike or your second bike, or just something to have in your garage to take for a ride, because I don't know, these are fantastic machines. And now that they have a 600 entry in the mix, I feel like it makes them a little bit more accessible to the everyday rider. Because the 450 was fun. I enjoyed riding the 450. It was a fantastic bike. but most people, you know, they need a little bit more than a 400 for their day-to-day commutes and stuff like that. So having the 675 in the lineup, I think, is going to make a lot more people interested in this bike, and I really feel like it should. These CFMOTOs are fantastic machines, and I've really been enjoying mine. I hope if you pick one up, you enjoy yours. But let me know in the comments, you know, are you guys considering this bike? Let me know why you're considering it. If you're not considering it, let me know why not. And then also let me know, like, are you a beginner rider? Is this going to be your first bike? Is this going to be your second bike? What brought you to this video? I'm really curious, you know, to know from you guys, what made you click on this video? What made you, you know, interested in this bike specifically? And what are you looking for in the future? I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful day. I hope this little bit of an updated review helped you out, and ride safe out there. I will see you guys in the next video.